Okay, everyone. I decided to do maybe an early video right now because next week is going to be busy with family coming to visit and us being out and about with them. So today I'm going to show you how to create some game tiles. Now, this is an old game I played when I was a teenager way back when. I don't want to date myself, but way back when. And it uses a similar technique that I displayed in a previous video, which was this merge CSV. So I'm going to be doing that, and what I'm going to be creating today, if I went over to my Wikipedia, I'm going to be creating a LightBurn file. You can actually create these tiles. So wikipedia.org, Triominoes, you can Google that. I'll probably put that in the description when I post the video. And it goes through all the math, but really what we need to look at is those are pretty much all the tiles, let's expand this a little more, that we need to create. And there's 56 of them. And this is the official number and all the numbers that are in here. So I'm going to do this an efficient way instead of trying to type all those numbers and get them right. What I did was I created a CSV file with all those number patterns, all 56 of them. So from 555 all the way down to 012, which you can see right here in the bottom of the Wikipedia page. So I'm going to need that. So first thing I'm going to need to do is I'm going to go into LightBurn, and I'm going to, I have this 12-inch square. So when I do this, if I'm using 1/4-inch plywood or 1/4-inch basswood, I can cut, or if you have a more powerful laser, if you want to make this a little bit thicker, that's fine. That's kind of my boundary. Now, I didn't put it on a template layer because I really want to see it here. So first thing I want to do is I want to create my very first triangle. I'm going to be using the grid array so I can duplicate everything. So switch over to my cut layer. I'm going to go into the tools here. And I'm going to create a triangle. Now, I really don't care how big it is right now. And with that, I'm going to go into my shape properties. And now by default, the Wikipedia says that these are 2.5 centimeters. So that's 25 millimeters by 25 millimeters. Now that's pretty small. But I'm going to zoom in. Now, so I don't want these sharp edges. So another video I did is about corner radius. So I'm going to select my corner radius icon over in the toolbar. Going to set it to 1. And I'm going to add a corner radius at 1 all the way around. Now, when I go into the shape properties, you don't see that corner radius. You do for a rectangle, but not for any other shaped polygon. Okay, so that's the first thing. There's my tile. Now, what I want to do next is I want to, if I go back to my Wikipedia page, I want to see these numbers. Now, you notice that the numbers, they point outwards. So if you look at, zoom this in a little bit. Say I want the 5 to be pointed out to the point. So I'm going to need to do that, and I need to rotate this around. So we know this is a triangle. It's an equilateral triangle. So each angle of the triangle 60 degrees, so that's 180. So let's switch back, zoom this back down here. So let's go back and let's put in our first number. Now remember, we're CSV, we want to use a percent sign. So I'm going to go %0. I don't want that on my cut layer. So I'm going to switch over to my layer. Now, I want this upside down. So I'm going to arrange. I actually want to I want to do this. I want to rotate it 180 degrees, so it turns it upside down. Now I want to take my number and I want to center it on that point. So I'll do my vertical center. And I need to do another one, another text for %1. And need to do another one for %2. Now, if you remember correctly, if I go back to my list, scroll up to the top here. So the very first number in my comma separated file is %0, and the next number is %1. The last one is %2. In my merge CSV, I only had 2 columns, but like I said, you can make more. So this is what I did. Okay, so let's go back into LightBurn. Now I want to take my %1, I want to put it in here, and I need to rotate it backwards. So I want to rotate it, let's see, -60. Let's see if that works. Yeah, %1. Now bring this one over here, and I need to rotate this one 60 degrees. Now, I want to make sure these are lined up. So I'm going to line up these two, the bottom, make sure they're centered. So I'll use the horizontal center, which they are. And now I'm going to rotate this whole thing by 60 degrees. And I want to make sure that this one matches this one. Horizontal center. And I'm going to rotate another 60 degrees. And I want to make sure that those are horizontally centered as well. Okay, so if I rotate it back 60 degrees, it gets to where I want. Oops. Okay, make sure I get this. Just try to see this. And I think that's pretty close. Okay. So now that I have that, I want to make sure each of these % signs are variable text. I'm going to select on the first one, and I want to go merge CSV. I'll do the same for the next one, merge CSV, and for the last one, merge CSV. Now I'm going to group everything. Now this is the tricky part coming up. Now it's 56 tiles, so the best math that I could come up with is 8 times 7, which is 56. So I want to make 8 columns and 7 rows. So if I take that one and I go, just zero this out here so we can, yeah, I'll zero that out. Now I want to make 8 columns. And I want to make 7 rows. You see that I have a count of 56. Now that works. Okay, so there is my grid. Now when I look at it in preview, it just has my numbers. Now the reason why that is, in my variable text, I already have the Triominoes tile CSV in there. But looking at this, if I zoom this in, this is very inefficient. That's just material that I don't want to use. Right, I want to use that. And they're really close together. So I'm going to undo all this. Oops. Bring this guy back down here. Now, a little trick that I did to make this work. I want to take this. I do want to do my grid, but I want to flip it on the X and the Y. And I need to bring this X spacing down to a -5 or -6. That's fine for 2. And now you watch the magic when I change this to 8 columns, right? And make 7 rows. And go, okay. Now when I view this, there are all my tiles. Now I have lots of extra space in my 12-inch square. So there's 2 options you can do. You can make multiple sets of these. So for example, I want to make multiple sets. Those are all grouped together. And let's just zoom in here. Could probably make 4 sets. If I do that array and I do 2 columns and I want to and 2 rows. Okay, and I go, okay. Now when I view this, I have extra tiles here. They didn't understand that, right? Because it got to the end, my 0, 1, 2, and there's an extra one there. And then the next one is my 5, 3, 5. It didn't quite work that way. So I'm going to undo this. I want to make sure this still goes in my 56 tiles. Now, the other thing you can do is you can, when you do this grid array, you can change the number of columns and rows and then duplicate it again. Okay, so just keep going. But what I thought I would do with this is a group, and what I thought I would do is I would going to hold down the shift key and I want to make it bigger, and that skewed all my stuff, so let's do this again. So if I take this make it nice and big and center it on my layout, I should still have all my tiles. Now this is cool because these are all these values are from a CSV file. You can change it. So those are numbers, but I also have a CSV file that has all the tiles as letters. So A is 0 to F, which is 5. Now watch what happens when I change my CSV file, get some letters, and go view this. And there you go. And you can do shapes if you wanted. They might be a little difficult. You can use symbols as long as it is some kind of text that's in comma separated field value. And that's it. That's as simple as you can get to create your Triomino tiles. Now, also on the Wikipedia site, there's rules for how to play the game, how to score the game, playing the game, starting the game, placing a tile, and all kinds of different rules that you can go through, and some of the bonuses you can have. So if you were to create this game for for a customer or for a market, I would strongly encourage you to, if you don't know the rules, print the rules off or copy them down so you can make it a valuable gift. So there you go, people. another way to create a game. Now, I got to tell you, the first time I did this, I put all those numbers in by hand. And I found that by doing this with a CSV file, yes, it took time to create the CSV file, but I could type those numbers in each row of that text file, and a lot faster than trying to do all these numbers in here. Okay, so take care, and I hope you have a good day. Bye bye, everyone.